Acabamos de dejar la moto y nos disponemos a hacer una entrevista a uno de los fundadores de la FDA de Ruanda. Tenemos una pequeña entrevista que nos ha concedido y nada, vamos ahí para conocer cómo funciona este sistema y también para saber si la FDA de Ruanda es en cierta manera también un poco frugal.
Hello, my name is Spencer Mujingo. Those are my names, and I'm a lawyer here at Rwanda Food and Drugs Authority of Rwanda. And my role is to look at laws, regulations, and look at the litigation part for the institutions. So briefly, the story of Rwanda FDA, it starts with a policymaker. The policymakers put the intention to establish the regulatory body, and once they express that intention, then the drafters of the laws started the process of drafting the legislation establishing Rwanda FDA, and that was in 2017. And then 2018, the law was gazetted in the official gazette of the Republic of Rwanda, and from then the agency was given the board and was given a team of employees, the management, and it started providing services. Previously, the work of FDA was being done at the Ministry of Health. So that small team of Ministry of Health employees that was handling regulatory work for Rwanda FDA continued working as Rwanda FDA staff. Yes, there's a lot of activities and there's a lot of products that are being regulated by Rwanda FDA. First of all, if you look at the scope of Rwanda FDA, it's big. If you look at the law, it has medicines, it has all foods, it has all household products, it has medical devices under its regulatory powers. So the number of applications for registration has increased over time after the FDA has been established, and that looks at the ranges of 100 plus regulatory documents that come in applications applying for registration. And to the extent that we had a backlog of documents and applications to approve, and now the backlog has just been cleared. So it puts the institution in a good position to be a regulatory body for not only the region but also at international level. And looking at the sources of applicants, most of them have been from Rwanda. Rwandan businessmen applying to register products in Rwanda, imported from outside Rwanda, and others, mostly others imported from other countries like China, like India, like Europe, and from the Americas. So you see a lot of increase in the number of applications from different parts of the world. Yeah, for Rwanda FDA, it does a lot of work with startups. They help startups to comply, especially comply with the regulatory demands. And when it comes to startups, there's a lot of support from the policy, from the government. And then when it comes to the products produced by startups that are regulated by Rwanda FDA, so that's where we do the coaching of the startups on what is the compliance, so that it doesn't compromise on policy, in quality, it doesn't compromise on the quantities, and we make sure that the startups are really encouraged to provide their services alongside the work of FDA. Frugal or frugality would mean doing more with less. Meaning, if you're from a low income setting area, you're expected to provide more, and then you achieve your goals of supplying a particular product or getting a certain service across the board without having all the necessary requirements and tools and resources in place. So to me, that's what it means, and we have done that at Rwanda FDA, even in personal and even other areas that we operate in. We find ourselves in situations where we don't have enough resources, but we have to make sure that we provide the type of services. Inspections, if you look at inspections, when you have to inspect different facilities and establishments, and you make sure you want to make sure that you achieve your goals as an inspector. We coach our inspectors and we train them to ensure that with the small resources they have, they can achieve the work of inspecting and ensuring that the quality of the establishments are inspected, at the same time with not enough resources at hand, but achieve the quality of the work that they're supposed to do. We can say it has adequate resources, but not enough resources, because you can't get anywhere, you can't find enough resources. But when you say adequate, it means you have resources that can enable you to provide the services you're supposed to do and even go beyond what you're supposed to do, so that you can achieve your goals as an institution. I think it's not correct, because the absence of enough resources or being frugal does not qualify, or does not mean not having quality. It means you have to achieve whichever resources within the limitations you have, but you maintain or even go beyond the quality that's expected. So I believe that quality should not be compromised with the low research settings in terms of frugality. Yeah, I can give an example of some of what you call like vaccine manufacturing in Rwanda. We are not we are positioned to start regulating vaccine manufacturing in Rwanda, despite having not enough resources. But we have already entered a partnership with other countries or agencies that are providing vaccine manufacturing in the country, even producing medicines. And to me, those are examples that can be looked at, because the agency may not be having enough resources, but it has enough team who are competent to provide regulatory services to ensure that the quality of the products expected on the market meets quality demands and expectations. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Ponemos punto y final a la entrevista. Ha sido espectacular poder hablar con Spencer, uno de los responsables de la FDA de Ruanda, y también escuchar su opinión sobre la frugalidad. Muchas gracias a todo el equipo de la FDA de Ruanda, y si os queréis quedar al debate, seguiremos hablando con algunos de los participantes sobre este tema. Hasta pronto.